blitz flag is thrown. There's your first down and a lot more for Demaryius Thomas. Swing and a shot by Freeman. Deep into the night. Back-to-back homers for the Braves. Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a free from the win. Bounce. They go. It got the big land. They go.
All right. Good evening. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports for You. Live on YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark.
Yeah.
Nick Freeze will be here later on. We got our man Cody in the house on a Tuesday. So here we are. Live on your TV screens, your mobile devices, and your laptops, your desktops on YouTube and X. So hit that subscribe button for Sports for You podcast on YouTube. Like us on X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Sports for You podcast. Of course, you can follow me at John Watson 0984 on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow Mark on Instagram at Hi I'm Mark1 on X. Follow Nick on X, Instagram, and TikTok at 99gorilla. Of course, you can follow Cody at Ballers and Briefs on X and Instagram. Of course, so we got to talk about it was Tag Day today. Tag Your Franchise Day today. And we're gonna talk about that. We got some NBA stuff to talk about. People need to stop hating on sex workers. We're definitely gonna talk about that during calling out names. If you know, you know. Hey, people, you'll understand when we get the calling out names. But
call them out because only Johnson. No,
yeah, that's what we okay. Really, Cody. Okay, all right. So,
what up, Sam?
Right.
Hey, I hope. Shout out to Sam. I hope everything that we were dealing with last.
Oh yeah.
Has passed, my friend. So
yeah, good to see you, Sam. I hope everything's well. Hope you're feeling better, brother. But want to get into a couple of stories. We just got some NBA action right now. They did a throwback Tuesday for the NBA on NBC today, and they went old school with everything from the 90s, from the graphics, obviously. They had the broadcast team. You had Bob Costas and Bob Costas and Doug Collins on the broadcast. You had Mike Fratello also on the broadcast. You had Hannah Storm, PJ Carlissimo, and Isaiah Thomas doing the pregame, the halftime, and the post show. Mm-hmm. And the Spurs just destroyed the. Yeah, we're gonna get you that. Sam's been battling. He was battling some kidney challenges right now, so we're gonna keep him in prayer. But the Spurs destroyed the Sixers tonight. And obviously Wemby just went off and didn't really watch the game. I didn't see any game, but China scored. Clearly the Spurs dominated. And Wemby is continuing to prove why he might be the next best thing in basketball. But I want to go to NBA. Because, look, Cody, a lot of talk has been about Luka over the last week. And everyone's had an opinion about Luka in regards to, can you build a championship team around him? Is he a franchise player? All that. And that's right, you will reverse it and beat it, Sam. But there's still more people talking. And one of those that has been talking now is Draymond Green. Draymond Green, and I'm going to give you full disclaimer, he's sponsored by Converse, but Nike owns Converse. But he had some things to say in regards to this Luka situation. So I want to play you what Draymond Green said on this podcast about Luka.
I just can't rock with. I think we were all quite shocked and baffled to see Luka Doncic traded away from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, you just don't see franchise players that young traded. You just don't see it. It's just not a normal thing. And so we were all shocked by that. And Nico Harrison continued to give his reasonings on why he believed that was the right thing to do for the Dallas Mavericks organization. Was it the right thing or wrong thing? I'm not a Dallas Maverick. I don't really care if it was the right thing or the wrong thing. But what I do care about is so many people crushed Nico Harrison for the reasons that he gave. And when Nico gave those reasonings, everybody said he's ridiculous, he's crazy. This has nothing to do with Luka, by the way, what I'm saying. But now when I turn on the TV, all I see is everybody in the media who crushed Nico Harrison, who essentially aided in him getting fired, regurgitating the same things that Nico Harrison was saying. And I struggle with that because I haven't seen one person come out and say, hey, Nico, I'm sorry for the things I said about you when you made that move. Because I just said the same thing out of my mouth. I struggle with that a bit. Again, this has nothing to do with Luka Doncic and everything to do with the media and Nico Harrison. Nico gave his reasonings as the general manager of a team of why he thought that was the right move. And everybody said, you're a fucking idiot. You should be fired. Worst general manager in NBA history. And now all of you people are saying the same thing. But no one has said, maybe Nico was right. Maybe Nico was validated in the move he made. Maybe Nico shouldn't have been fired. No one has said that. But everybody said Nico should be fired because he traded Luka. I struggle with this. I struggle with the lack of a.
So that's Draymond Green saying a lot of people pretty much are backtrack, pretty much saying everything now that Nico Harrison was saying. Here's what, and someone had to respond. That somebody is Nick Wright. And here's his response to Draymond, what Draymond Green said.
I am surprised that Draymond has found the time to still be, his real passion, sports media critic, while he is in the midst of an unspeakably bad year. And where, shockingly, ever since Steph went out, his team has fallen apart, and Draymond just completed a month of February where he shot 38% from the floor. 38%. And that was coming off a month of January where he shot 40% from the floor. And he started off March in a bad loss last night when they blew a 17-point lead to lose by 13, shooting 20%. I mean, Draymond, who is a Hall of Fame player and a unique person in NBA history. And people can say, like, oh, it's, his numbers have never told the story of him. That's definitely true. I totally get that. But that was because he wasn't one of the single least efficient offensive players in the entire league. When you're that, then the numbers do kind of tell the story. And when your team is no longer the best defense in basketball, no longer a top 5, no longer even a top 10 defense, and for the year, you're at 40, 31, 70 splits on 8, 5, and 5 averages, I maybe wouldn't be casting too many stones at anybody doing anything. But that's me. All right, now let's talk about Lou Dort, Nikola Jokic, and...
All right, that was Nick Wright talking about responding to Draymond Green. But let's get to what Draymond said. I'm going to say this to Draymond first. People can criticize Nico Harrison for the trade.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
Go ahead. I can hear you, but I just can't hear you in the headphones. But go ahead.
All right, mic check.
I can hear you. I can hear you, John. And I can hear Mark too.
Okay. I think what it is with Draymond, yeah, he's a Nico guy. But here's the deal. Nobody criticized Nico Harrison for trading Luka. They're criticizing more for what he got back. Because you did open up the market for Luka Doncic. If you would have opened up the market, you probably would have got what the Knicks got from Mikal Bridges. You focused on the Lakers, your relationship with Rob Pelinka, your relationship with Kobe, and you got back Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and 1 first-round pick. So nobody is criticizing. So there's no sympathy for Nico Harrison. He made a bad trade. And if he didn't want Luka, he didn't believe Luka was part of the future, that's his prerogative. But don't tell me you couldn't got more than what they got back. And it's worse now because, as I know as a Laker fan, Anthony Davis couldn't stay healthy. And now he's with the Washington Wizards. And he's done for the year. He came into camp out of shape. He had eye surgery. And now they don't have nothing to show for it but Chris Middleton and some picks. By the way, if you got jokes, Trunks, we started late because I just got back from Sophie's back to school night. But I hear what you're saying. If it wouldn't have gotten out, the Mavs fans and media would have pressured to have him keep Luka. Oh, of course they would have. Because obviously they just got to the finals the year before. But they didn't want to pay Luka that $300 million. So he had to be a sacrificial lamb, which is stupid because obviously there have been many superstar players who've been one-way players and got to the finals. I don't think no one's going to argue that Steph's a knockdown defender. I love Magic, but he wasn't really a knockdown defender. But we're focusing on Luka. Now we're going to bring up effort, his conditioning, and all that. And despite all that, him, Kyrie, and a bunch of 3-and-D guys and rim runners still got to the finals, but just ran into the Boston Celtics. But we're not going to make this a Nico Harrison pity party. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mark.
I'm not mad at Nico Harrison, man. As general managers, you have to come to a point where if you're a star player, do you think he's worth keeping? Do you think that he's worth the $300 million? Do you think he's can win you a championship as the best player on the team? And if he feels no, then I'm mad at the trade, like you said, what he got for him. But clearly he felt that they could have they can do better without Luka. They didn't need to pay him $300 million, and they don't think they'll have anything to show for it. So I think you should have got a better deal. I think that there was other teams that was out there willing to work for it, but like you said, politics is politics, and the NBA business is business. So that's how he got to the Lakers. But honestly, he felt that Luka can't be the best player on the championship team, and we'll see if he is.
Cody, you're in Texas. Obviously, this is still a polarizing story. Even though they got Cooper Flag, even though the Suns got Cooper Flag, the Mavericks got Cooper Flag, but this is still a sensitive issue with a lot of Mavs fans.
Yeah, of course, I assume. Anytime I can hear anybody from Dallas cry, that I love watching it happen. So it's like I drink the Dallas fans' tears. So I don't know. I kind of think that you're right, like in the fact of not being mad at Nico for the actual for doing what he thought was best for his job. Like, you can't be mad at him, the man doing his job. Maybe he could have done a better job of doing his job, but when it comes to what Draymond said, I kind of agree in a certain way, and I don't ever agree with a damn thing Draymond says. So, like, when he says basically that no people are saying the same thing, or what they're saying about what they said about Luka or what they said about Nico or whatever, and then than not walking themselves backwards
Mhm.
or saying the same thing. I hate that shit. Like, I really do. Like Draymond, I liked what he said because it's some fact that matters. People are going to talk shit. They're going to talk shit with you one way and talk shit about you another way, but not say that, hey, what I talk shit about is actually somewhat true. And I'm sorry for talking shit. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I get it. But like you said, I'm Nico Harrison. He did what he thought he could to do his job. And that's what he did. He could have done better. But at the same time, like, do I think that Luka is the person that is going to take your Lakers to the championship? No, I've never thought Luka was that guy. Like, I never did, even when he was in Dallas. Like, he's good. He's top 5 player in the league, but I don't, or maybe top 10 player in the league, whatever. But I don't think that he's the one. Like, he's the gauntlet that holds the Infinity Stones, or if you will, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think that he needs a good team around him to win the championship. I think that Dallas team with Kyrie and him got lucky. They just took advantage of a West that beat the shit out of each other all the time and has a bunch of bad teams a lot. There's a lot of mediocre teams in the West all the time. They're good, but they're just mediocre. And I've been in it. I've had Rocket teams that have been just mediocre, done just enough to get to the playoffs and then just totally shit the bed. So, and then when it comes to, I know you haven't said anything about him yet, but it comes to Nick Wright, I don't listen to a fucking thing that dude says. Like, that's one dude like I cannot stand listening to at this point in my life. Like, I used to listen to him a lot. Used to give him a lot of stock, but like that dude now, he looks checked out 99.99% of the time. Like, that whole conversation, he just looked checked out. And I think that there's a little bit of disdain for Draymond with Nick Wright because Nick Wright is under the Colin Cowherd Volume podcast arena, and Draymond's not with them anymore. So I always used to, Colin and Nick Wright used to love Draymond back before October of last year. But ever since then, it's kind of been like, okay, anytime I can throw him under the bus, I can just run him over because we're not friends anymore. We're not under the same umbrella. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
So and then we'll switch the topic, but what is it going to take for all this Luka conversation just to be over with? I mean, obviously,
It's not.
Win a championship?
It's not. It's not going to be over with. The best thing that could have happened for Luka is if he would have stayed in Dallas.
Oh, probably, yes.
And
win championship in Dallas.
Yeah, and this is no shot at Dallas, but the media and the market is not as big as what it is in LA. Dog, the spotlight. And if he'd went to the Clippers, it'd have been better. But when you got that purple and gold on, the spotlight is bright. The lights is bright. And even with him leading the league in scoring, you hearing some of these Laker fans, you're hearing some of this LA media start to talk about Luka. And that's what I asked you a couple of weeks ago. Are Laker fans starting to turn on Luka? I've seen that at the beginning of it.
Yes, they are. I've been seeing a lot of it over the last week. And here's my thing. I knew what he was when the Lakers got him. I knew he wasn't a defense. I knew he wasn't. He was a defensive liability.
Mm-hmm.
Was he ever in the best condition? No. Now, he did better this offseason, but you still got a long way to go because you got to do that consistently. You can't just do it after you get your contract.
I don't understand how he gets into shape to begin to start the season, but by the middle of the season, he's back in rare Luka form. I just don't understand it.
Too many hookahs?
Too many hookers? Oh, that's where the sex workers come from.
Hookahs.
I'm tying it all together now.
Hookahs.
Oh,
I know the Lakers play on Fig, but still. I'm just saying hookahs. That's why they call him Luka Doncic sometimes. But yeah, but we'll see. Look, Lakers playing tonight. They play New Orleans. I don't know if y'all see the Zion interview yesterday with Malik Andrews, and he talked about the stuff he was dealing with. Now I'm gonna say this with Zion. I'm glad he's been playing. Unfortunately, the Pelicans stink. They don't got no picks. They gave their first round pick to the Hawks in the Derek Queen trade, so they can't even tank. They fired Willie Green earlier this season. So they're gonna have another coach. But I just personally said at the deadline, Cody, Mark knows it. They should have got out of the Zion business when they had the chance. And obviously, all this winning for nothing is really doing nothing but benefiting the Atlanta Hawks.
Losing for nothing. As a Duke fan, I just I hate it. I hate the Zion Williams experiment in the NBA. Like I do. I just hated everything about it.
The crazy part is he has more value than he has more trade value right now than John Morant.
Well,
of course. Yeah. Not even worse. That's crazy.
Well, I think with Zion is, and I've been saying this since his first year in New Orleans, he needed that change of scenery. He needed to get out of New Orleans. I specifically said New York, but there's too many sex workers out there. Again, sex workers coming up all the time out here. The sex work, but just anywhere but New Orleans. He needed to change the scenery.
Wherever he goes, there's food there. You just got to remember, just hire a nutritionist.
Yeah, send him to fucking Seattle or something. Like when they become a team, like send him to Seattle. There's only thing that's up there is legalized meth or whatever. So I don't think he's going to do that. So
they legalized meth in Seattle.
I think or maybe it's Oregon. Maybe it's Oregon that it's it's legal.
Oh, so is that why he was doing? Is that why he was doing his rehab in Oregon? Let me shut up.
Because I believe that there's drugs recreationally legal in it's either in Oregon or Washington. Maybe it's Oregon. Anybody from Oregon, let me know. But I'm pretty sure they're legalized, like meth and things like that are legalized.
Yeah, but I still believe in Zion. I wouldn't give up a lot for him. I wouldn't pay him, but when he's on the floor, that guy is good, man. It just, you have to. I just don't think there's no accountability partner in New Orleans for Zion.
No. We wouldn't have gotten down this road. He's already in his this is 8th season.
Yeah, I think.
God, Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Yes. 20 you got to have 2019. This is the 7th season.
Yeah. I just think that if you get him with a coaching staff that discipline, and I think you can get you would get the best out of Zion.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy to even think about.
So obviously we're talking basketball, but we also got to talk about the ladies. By the way, shout out to the Unrivaled last night. The Unrivaled Basketball League sold out the Barclays Center. So shout out to the ladies for doing their thing. Shout out to Chelsea Green. I mean, great. Chelsea Gray for being the MVP. But we all know what's going on right now with the WNBA. They're probably finna go on strike. So I have here a story.
They get paid for playing Unrivaled, right?
Oh yeah, they're getting banked.
I saw one game it was maybe a couple weeks ago, and Kelsey Plum was cooking the shit out of one of the stud buds.
Yeah, shout out to them. They're funny. So a letter. So speaking of Kelsey Plum, her and Breonna Stewart raised concerns over how the WBA Players Association has been taking as far as being handling the talks about the CBA. So WNBA executive key members Chelsea Plum and Breonna Stewart wrote a 3-page letter on Monday to the Players Union Director Terry Jackson expressing a serious concern how the PA is handling the current negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement, including the lack of adequate player involvement in the process. In the private communication, which was obtained Tuesday by ESPN, Plum, the first vice president of the union, and Stewart, a vice president of the union, requested a change dynamic between our PA administrators and the players and said that we do not feel like we have an adequate seat at the table in these negotiations. The union held a call with the players Tuesday evening, according to sources, to address the issues raised by Stewart and Plum, as well as the results of a Players Association survey sent in recent days, polling players on their thoughts towards the league's latest CBA proposal. The union declined to comment when reached out to ESPN. The letter was sent nearly a week before the March 10th date. The league has given the WPA last month to complete a term sheet for this new CBA. Obviously, the WNBA season starts May 8th, but before the league must hold the draft, which is April 13th, with 2 expansion teams. The letter starts with Plum and Stewart expressing immense gratitude for her leadership over the past decade, but are frustrated that there have not been more progress as we near the March 10th deadline. And we believe a result of a breakdown in communication between you and the executive committee has more broadly. Despite a year and a half of negotiations, we have not felt meaningfully engaged in letter read. Examples include a detailed breakdown of expenses and revenue to the best of our understanding and comparative analysis between potential losses of players will face a delayed strike in a short season, a clear description of how rookie salaries will be structured, and information on distributions from team partners and a clear articulation of it. So sounds like to me
they're going on strike.
Yep.
This is at the exact worst time.
This is not good for the W.
Speaking of Zion.
Yeah, it's right now they're tied with the Lakers, which makes no sense. By the way, I was listening right before I got home. The game was just about to start. The Pelicans did not start a single player over 6'7". Yeah, we got DeAndre Ayton. Shut up. Or in the non-Clint Capella. That's LeBron James. Kind of crazy and one just now. What up, Rob? He says Oregon did decriminalize small accounts of drugs for personal use, but that law was reversed for the hard drugs.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I have to say I don't do anything criminal, so that's like not my wheelhouse. But I did read it. Like you could have small amounts of meth and coke. So I did know I was right to a certain extent at one point, and then in 2024 crazy. They changed that rule, law.
That's insane, but
it's crazy.
But look, I remember when I think we was all old enough to remember when MLB went on strike and they missed the World Series. It took them a year or two really to recover from that. If you're the WNBA, you don't want to go on strike, but they still deserve the money they deserve. But this might be the only way for them to get it. I don't know how.
This is the worst time for the WNBA to go on strike.
It is. We're literally a month from the draft and 2 months from the season.
I'm not even talking about just the time where we are. I'm talking about where we are in WNBA landscape of things. Like,
yeah,
you have this much momentum from the past year and a half, 2 years, and then going forward, you still got these great players coming into the league. You can't let your league go on strike at this time. Like that just don't make no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me at all.
I mean, at a certain point, like, are the owners really going to give a shit? I mean,
no.
Like, really want to work? Are they going to really want to work to get a CBA? I mean, this is
no, because it's not a knockout; it's a strike.
Yeah,
it's not a strike, but they're not forcing the WNBA players not to play. They're making a choice.
Yeah, and you talk about okay, well, you're going on strike. That's fine for us. We'll find somebody else that wants to pony up, that wants to get. Maybe we'll get these kids that aren't worth the shit, or what we feel like, what y'all don't feel worth the shit. They'll come play, or we'll call somebody from Russia or Latvia, or some shit over here to play. That's your bad. I know tons of girls that, I mean, when I was in college, that I used to cover girls basketball, college basketball when I was in college, and they all went to Europe to play basketball because they couldn't play in the WNBA. And that. You know what they all came back to do here in America? They're all coaches now. So I mean, tons of them go over there just to play ball, to keep their career going after college.
And at one point, that's where you was making the most money at. For women's basketball is overseas. So I get it. Like some of the players, eventually I think that's what's going to end up happening. But I just feel like, man, the momentum the WNBA we had like the last 2 or 3 years, we've been having really good years of women's basketball.
I don't think that picket line would last long. I mean, if in most people that know what strike means, but at picket line, I damn sure don't think it would last very long.
And this is just not, like I said, it's not a good time. Money wise, things were getting better. And I don't know where they're going to go from here. Y'all talk about, playing overseas. It was more. I mean, Cody, you know the infamous story with Jade Cargill. You heard this story, right? Jade Cargill, WWE Women's Champion. She played college basketball at Jacksonville State. She went over to play in she was playing in Russia, the league that where Brittany Griner was playing at. She was playing in that league. Because she wanted to play, because obviously it was more of a financial incentive for her to play there than to play in the WNBA.
Yeah.
And Unrivaled is getting pays more than the WNBA does, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. A 3-on-3 league.
Do you think there's a way that they can make that 5-on-5 and make an actual league out of it?
If they get some more cachet behind it. Right now, the league is owned by Nafisa Collier and her husband, but they need some more. If they get
capital,
more capital put behind it in order to form their own league.
I just think it just takes one. It just takes one of these people that I see agreements with all the time. It just takes one. It just takes one of these companies that want to jump out on the in the bandwagon. And I'm not saying this in the geopolitical state that we are in the country right now, but just imagine if the Saudis decided they wanted to get invested in women's basketball.
It wouldn't shock me.
I think.
My God! I know what.
Right,
there would be some hoops and shit to get through, but just imagine how much money that just takes one of them. Just takes one of them to decide, hey, yeah, that sounds like a cool idea because we're trying to be progressive. We're trying to be this and this and this. You got to come play over in Riyadh or whatever. But we would just be. I'm just saying, it just would take one of those.
I agree. I was thinking one of these small, like Klay Thompson Shoe Company.
Oh, Angela, when he's Chinese shoe company.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
She said at this point they need to find the money to pay these players what they deserve. Rob says WNBA players are overestimating that value a little bit. They are 100% going to be the springboard for real growth. But unfortunately for them, I think it will take future generations to really cash in. #Juju.
True, but the problem is you have to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This can be the starting board of it, but the starting board of it has to be, you have to show us progression. You know what I'm saying? You have to show us that you're willing to back us. You have to show that you're willing to, do more for us. And this is not for these players that's in the league now. I can promise you that. This is going forward. This is like the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird compares to the Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? To the end of Michael Jordan, to Shaq and Kobe.
That's right.
Dog, it's going, like he said, it's going to take maybe a decade and a half before you start seeing some of these women players.
Yeah, this is like kids that are coming in like Sophia and my daughter's age. That's their age, and Kai, their age kids will be looking forward to this, hoping that that's something that they could do,
Yeah, it was but this is what happens. This is just the price of labor negotiations. Obviously, the NBA went through this during the Jordan era.
Yep.
After the three-peat, they had the lockout. We went through this.
Well, honestly, it was before then.
Even before then, they had minor issues with. I think they had one year where the WNBA season started a day or something late. But this ain't nothing new. This is all just the bad part of the business.
I agree with that.
I just hope current players
recognize that. I think, you know what? I think a lot of these players do recognize that. I think they just want the groundwork and the framework to be set up for the future.
I do at the same time feel like a little bit of them are trying a little bit being a little selfish. And I'm not saying it isn't selfish as they want to get paid. They just want it to be me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They want it to be me. They want it to be me. I'm the one that was the straw that broke the camel. The straw that broke the camel's back, if you will. You know what I mean? I want it to be me. And a lot of that, it's generational thing. That generation, I would say the Gen Z type generation, which are what a lot of them are in the WNBA. It's a very me. I want to be something about me. And that's kind of, I feel like a few of them, I'm not saying all of them, I would say maybe 1 out of 4, 25% of them that are in the argument have that little bit of, okay, I want it to be about me. I want to be the person that helped push this along. So I can get the pat on the back I feel like that I deserve,
Yeah.
So.
I agree. And then she said, now if they want NBA money, that takes time while they're building a brand. That's like a long way.
That's what I want. We should stop doing is comparing what the money is.
Right.
It's two different leagues, it's two different things. But what we should do is I've always been saying, to be supportive of the WNBA, of women's basketball. That's how they help get more money, get more funding for them. Stop comparing it to the WNBA. To the NBA. This is different, man.
Not even close. So good luck to the ladies. We hope for union peace and we move forward there. But let's go ahead and get into some football talk. Obviously, this past weekend was the NFL Combine in Indy, and today was franchise tag day, and we had some players get tagged. First of all, I didn't watch none of the Combine.
Me neither.
I've always said this, Cody. I thought the Combine is probably the most overrated part of the draft process. To me, I'm like this: film, pro day, Combine. That's the way I judge talent evaluation.
Well, I also feel like the Combine is for people who might be a second day pick. If they can show up and show, some things that maybe it can move them up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, like I like what's the brother's name? The one who played linebacker?
The Styles brothers,
Sonny Styles,
and his
Ohio
brother.
State.
Yes, I think that might be like somebody who improved the draft status just because of that.
Some people said Sonny Styles might have had the best combine in
history.
This fight, I just hope. I'll just give y'all 2 words though, folks.
Jamarcus? Oh
no, Mike Mumula. Just remember. So I hope that's not the case with Sonny Styles, but they said he tested really well. They said Jeremiah Love tested well. But everyone's talking about Ty Simpson. All right, Cody, I ask you, how do you value the Combine?
This is funny. Like I have to put this in 2 different veins. As a football fan, and then as somebody that like is looking forward to like, okay, it's like fantasy season's coming along, and I'm looking for value. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So as a football fan, I think that it's like what Mark said. You're looking for somebody that is okay. Is Pavia? Let's just talk about Pavia, right? From Vandy. Is Pavia big enough? Can he put the ball where he needs to be when it's with receivers that he has no idea about that might even not make the NFL and they're bad? Can he elevate mediocre to low level play? And that's kind of what I like to look at. And then on some of these players like foot speed and stuff foot speed, I mean, literally the bench press, I feel like is fucking overrated. Like literally, I feel like that's super overrated. Like, I mean, 26 is not 26 to 225 is nothing. Like that's just not anything. Like, okay, anybody can bounce it off the chest, but can you hold it? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but foot speed drills, the gauntlet, I like those. I like that drill. But I mean, the fucking Combine gave us Anthony Richardson. Okay.
Boy,
what is that? What does that done for us? What has that done for us?
Me and Mark try to tell people, but we try to tell people I'm like this. And that's where I think people need to be real careful with Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson's only played 15 college career games in college. He could have went back to JoJo's Hurricanes on an NIL deal. That's who the school that gave him the money, that offered him a nice deal.
So in just the opposite, okay, let's go around in a circle here. It gave us Anthony Richardson, but last year, last year's draft, they shit all over Tyler Shuck.
Right.
Because he was missing throws and shit like that. That with mediocre.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I don't think it automatically transitions to what people think it does. I think and it goes to show you when Sean McVay doesn't show up to the thing, it goes to show you really. And Liam Cohen wasn't there. So
McVay disciple.
Exactly. Those guys don't show up because they don't value it, because they can look at that film and shit at home and they can get, or they show up on, like, people show up one day, like the first day, just to kind of get in a few little bit of questions, and they don't even set through the workouts. Like, their coaches are not even there. They just have like their third string scout there. Yeah, Aaron Glenn falling asleep. They have, but I'm saying they have their third string scout there saying, "Hey, tell me about this tape and give me a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation on the cornerbacks. Pick 3 of them and talk about them." So that's what I'm saying. I don't value it a ton. Now, like I said, if I look at it in the fantasy football aspect, I do like to see like some 40 times and stuff like that, because I feel like, okay, these guys are fast. I need to look at people that, okay, they have super potential that I didn't get to watch closely in college, because obviously I'm an SEC guy. I don't watch a lot of a lot of Big Ten football. I don't damn sure don't watch MAC football. I don't watch Atlantic Athletic Conference. Like, I didn't even know who Quinyon Mitchell was. I mean, I kind of knew of him some, but I didn't even really know who he was until the combine.
Right.
So that's how I learned about Quinyon Mitchell. So I do say that every once in a while somebody does come along, but like guys like that, dime a dozen. But these dudes, I mean, I did think it was cool for Sonny Styles and his brother to be both kind of the belle of the ball, if you will, even though they went to Ohio State.
Learning that he was nicknamed after Sonny from the Godfather is funny, but that shows you just never. Those type of stories we're gonna be hearing on draft day. So Jordan Reed has his latest mock draft out, and obviously this is based off what he saw at the combine. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So Jordan Reed from ESPN has his mock draft. So
I always hear his name and I always thinking, damn, Jordan Reed got into the the tight end got into the ESPN game.
Man, bro, he was good. Damn, concussions really ruined his career, man.
Yeah, dude was good.
Yo, you good?
Yeah, try being a Georgia fan.
Yeah,
dude.
So here's the draft. Obviously, he has Fernando Mendoza going. Yeah, he has Fernando Mendoza 1, Arvell Reese 2, David Bailey 3, Ruben Bain 4, Sonny Styles, he has 5 to the Giants, Monroe Freeling from y'all's Georgia Bulldogs, the offensive tackle, 6 to the Browns, Caleb Downs going 7 to the Commanders, and obviously there's a lot of this rumor about the future of his knees, but as Lions,
I heard something today like that there's no body in their right mind on earth that would not let him slip out of the top 10. Like, this dude is could be I heard that he in the last 5 or 6 years that he would have been a top 10 pick.
Jeremiah Love going 8 to the Saints, Carnell Tate going 9 to the Chiefs, and around out the top 10, Mansour Delane going to the Bengals. He made one trade. He had the Jets moving up to number 12 to take Malachi Lemon. The Rams using one of their picks, that pick they got from Atlanta on Kenyon Sadiq. That pisses me off. Then
Talk about somebody that's getting shit on is Malachi Lemon.
Right. The Cowboys would drop down and get Dylan Thenion. Yo, you good? And then we go down to the rest of the picks. All right, Mark, he'll have he has your Bills taking y'all boy CJ Allen from Georgia.
That's
in a proposed trade, he has the Cardinals moving back up into the first round and taking Ty Simpson. He has the 49ers at the pick before that at 27 taking KC Concepcion, which I hope that doesn't happen.
I like that kid. I'm not gonna lie.
My Broncos, I've seen this. This is another time I've seen this. Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Toledo going to my Broncos, and you got Cassius Howell rounding out going at 31 to the Patriots, and then my guy Colton Hood going from Tennessee going to the Seahawks. But yeah, that
I wouldn't mind trading out of the first round. I mean, at 28, I think the value that you get from 28 to 32 is not that big.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, let's just and to poke fun at Mark and his Bills, Keon Coleman and Lad McConkey. So
by the way, Cody, he had while your Texans trading out of the first round, he had y'all 34 taking Blake Miller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 34. That's what I said. 34. That's what I said. It's 28 to 34. Yeah, that's number 2 in the. That's we need an offensive lineman.
Yeah, we gotta talk about you guys. You guys made some moves over the last 24 hours, and obviously, you also had y'all taking Oklahoma defensive tackle Grayson Holden in the second round. Mark, has your Bills taking Chris Brazil the second from my Tennessee Vols at number 60. He has
He's
us taking Malachi Fields at 62 from Notre Dame. And then he has Mike Washington Jr. rounding out his second
Talking
round.
about a guy that showed up at the combine, Mike Washington. Dude, run 4.26 or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, y'all don't have a first round pick sheet because y'all traded your first round pick to the Jets for Sauce Gardner. So yeah, those are some. And then
oh yeah, she's a Colts fan.
Yeah, so but I want to talk about Ty Simpson before we get to the franchise tags. A lot of talk about Ty Simpson. Obviously, there's talk about him being at the bottom of the first round. Obviously, clearly they think he helped his stock. He came in 15 pounds with more 15 pounds of muscle. He threw the ball correctly, but like I said, Dan Orlovsky said this. I was talking about this on Friday. Dan Orlovsky said that his first 8 games of his tape was better than Fernando Mendoza's first 8 games. Now, we all saw how Fernando Mendoza's season ended. Then, obviously, Ty Simpson dealt with some injuries throughout at the end of the season. He's only played 15 games, but there's such a drop-off at quarterback. If you're like a team like Arizona, you just released Kyle Murray today. Do you take a flyer on Ty Simpson at the end of the first round if you're one of these teams?
Let him sit behind Jacoby, dude.
Yeah, if I'm Arizona, I wouldn't mind it. I'm not doing it if I'm Pittsburgh because you need a quarterback to come in there and start instantly unless you can get a quarterback. But Ty Simpson, from what I've seen in Alabama before he got hurt, he was playing very well against good competition. It wasn't just, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not questioning if he can really do it, if he can do it at a high level. I just want to make sure he's ready before you throw him out there and just feed him to the wolves.
I mean, this is a LaFleur offense, so it's very much set up for him to excel that play action shit that they do. I mean, that's a lot kind of what they ran at Alabama. A lot of play action, a lot of get behind the pads and let him run the ball and then just throw the ball when you need to. So again, it works for Jacoby. I think that Ty Simpson, I don't think it's the stupidest pick they can make. Let's just say that.
I agree with that.
I don't think it's the dumbest thing that they could do. I mean, they're trying to get back in. They're trying to be aggressive and trying to put Mike LaFleur in a position to succeed, if you will. But I mean, for me, that's fine. I'll trade back and then get another pick to give y'all 4 spots, 6 spots. I mean, shit. I've lived in not having first round picks, being a Houston fan for years.
So let's go ahead and talk about the franchise tag. It was franchise tag day today, but
so the trans tag
and trans tag. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Transitional
it's
tag.
A trans tag. You get tagged to be trans.
Yeah,
so you transition.
So let's go there. Unfortunately, transition tag.
Transition
tag, not the trans tag.
Yeah, they put a tag on.
Relax, Mark. Relax, Mark.
What?
Yeah. Daniel Jones. Relax. Daniel Jones they placed the transition tag on Daniel Jones at $37 million. This is $6 million less than the franchise tag. So it's either he gets 1 year 43, or this giving him at 1 year 37, and then this kind of makes him a restricted free agent. So if he signs a offer sheet with another team, it gives the Colts the opportunity to match.
Yeah, first right of refusal.
Yeah, so this seems like I was kind of shocked they went the transition tag because it's rarely used, but it fits with Daniel Jones. Pause. There's no way getting out of this conversation. But 3 other players were franchise tagged today. We talked about this last week.
All expected.
Kyle Pitts,
yes,
officially franchise tagged by the Atlanta Falcons at 1 year, $15 million. Brees Hall today by the New York Jets, about 1 year, $14 million. And then
Sucks for
obviously
him.
the no-brainer, we all knew this, and we found out this on Friday. George Pickens with the Cowboys, 1 year, $27 million. So let's talk about it. Out of any of these tags, do we get a long-term deal with any of these players? I'll start with you, Cody.
Think that should the Colts should with Daniel Jones, but I don't think they should need to break the bank to pay him. I mean, like I think the $40 million a year might be it, because that's a good number. Brees in his right mind shouldn't want to play for the Jets. I don't care what you're paying me. I don't care. Like, I really don't. I would take the veteran minimum not to ever have to play in New York and on that turf. That sucks. If Dallas was smart, they would pay George Pickens. They would work this out and we would get this done. So, I mean, I think that's and Pitts, man, thinking about what Stefanski, depending on how short or long the rope is for Stefanski, I just think that this could be Kyle Pitts could be something there. He literally might get the Kyle Pitts that we thought we were going to get coming out of Florida and what we were starting to get kind of last year. If Stefanski uses him like he did Njoku and even last year with Harold Fannin Jr. So I've seen Kevin Stefanski do crazy things with tight ends, like Kyle Rudolph in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you?
Don't really think the tight end is crazy.
Huh? You good?
What happened?
You all right?
Yeah, I haven't said nothing.
You think any of these guys get on?
Tight end football play.
I'm with Cody. Should be George Pickens. That should be the one. And Brees Hall should never. I mean, I know the franchise tag, but he should never sign a long-term deal with nothing with the Jets. But it should be George Pickens. It should be George Pickens. And I'm not mad at the coach making Daniel Jones prove it one more year. I'm mad at that. Before you pay him big.
I mean, they have, like I said, they have the last right of refusal. So the Vikings want to call him back and say, hey, we'll give you this. Colts can say, okay, well, we really don't think he's that valued there. You can have him. Bye-bye. Like we're not, because I don't think that they thought that they could get those 2 first-round picks, or that they would have to get with the franchise tag. And so I think that's kind of what it is. They felt like, and that felt like the market for him, like 37. Like I said, 40's about right. So,
all right. And then we had some players who did not get franchise tags. So a lot of names didn't get tagged today. Travis Etienne, Tyler Lindenbaum, Alec Pierce. But 2 in particular I want to focus on. One is the reigning Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker II. He's going to be a free agent. He's going to be able to talk to teams starting Monday. The other, Trey Hendrickson. I think, now personally, I get you don't want to overpay for a running back, but I'm like this. Zach Charbonnet is not going to be ready for the next season, coming off that torn ACL. I personally
will bring him back.
I think you don't have to break the bank to do it, but he's going to get definitely a huge offer on the free agent market starting Monday when teams are allowed to talk to free agents. And I assume he'll agree to terms on the deal real quick. What you think, Cody?
I think so too. I mean, I think this playing devil's advocate here. Like, I think that he didn't get a deal. He's not going to get. I mean, he might renegotiate. Like, literally, they didn't franchise tag him. They may already want to work a deal out with him, but like, they may not want to pay him because the simple fact of the matter is that team is going through a sale right now.
Yes,
and the next ownership might not want to be tied down with an expensive ass running or what they feel is an expensive ass running back, even, no matter what he's done. You know, like the NFL's not in the business of paying running backs big top tier money, and you don't want that on your books. It's what I'm saying. That's kind of what in my head, I feel like that's the only defense that they have is like, okay, well, we don't really want a expensive running back on our books when, yes, he had a good run down the stretch in last year, but like he's been hit or miss at other times. You know what I mean? Like he's not been top tier. He's not been top tier every year that he's been in the league. So that's the only defense I think that they would have. So, but I think he's going to go somewhere that, and I hate it. He's going to go somewhere that I'm going to hate so much because it's going to be somewhere like Kansas City or somewhere that he's going to just be like, yep, this sucks because they're going to kick our ass every week.
Well, if he goes to Kansas City, he's a straight hoe. I'm sorry. I'll say it. He's a straight hoe if he goes to the Chiefs. You're a straight hoe, Kenneth Walker, if he goes to the Chiefs. But that's a whole nother conversation. Another name. And I'll start with you with this one, Mark. Trey Hendrickson.
Buffalo. What?
No.
Nothing.
Of course you would say Buffalo. But it sounds like of course he's gonna be a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the Bengals screwed this, but let me
I'm gonna say this. Fortunately for the NFL, he is gonna be a free agent. And having him, if the Raiders had any kind of common sense, they pair him with Max Crosby.
You know where he's going to end up? I'm going to tell you where he's going to end up. And this is another one I'm going to hate. He's going to end up in Tennessee. $100 million a cap, a defensive head coach, and they already got Jeffrey Simmons locked down. They need a defensive end. There it is. I named it for you. It's not far from Florida where he's from. It's not far from Cincinnati where he's been. It just makes too much sense. Like, but I agree. The Vegas one, pairing him with Max Crosby would just be insanity. But
crazy. Yeah.
I just feel like he's going to be I feel like he's going to be Tennessee. I just feel like that's what it's going to be. $100 million in cap is the big part.
It's funny y'all mention Max Crosby. Obviously, Chris Canty, who says some really dumb stuff sometimes, but some crazy stuff sometimes, from on Sportsman, like on ESPN Radio. Today, obviously, with the lieu of franchise tag day, he came up with the 5 trades he wants to see this offseason. And I have them right here. At number 5, he wants to see the Baltimore Ravens trade for DJ Moore. Number 4, the New England Patriots trade for A.J. Brown. Number 3, the Chicago Bears trade for Max Crosby. Number 2, Myles Garrett to the Buffalo Bills. And this is the crazy one. The New York Jets trade up for the number 1 pick. The Jets have 4 first-round picks over the next 2 drafts. 5 over the next 3 years. They do have a better O-line than the Raiders. Now, I personally don't think this is going to happen. First, I don't think any of these are going to happen. Shout out. Any of these trades seem really.
Nope.
Yes. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
I mean, Chris Canty like being a homer with the DJ Moore to the Baltimore thing.
Pretty much.
I mean, DJ Moore played at Maryland. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But Chris Canty's being a Baltimore homer, wishing that was going to happen.
I agree.
Speaking of Baltimore, I got one. I will leave that for calling out names. I'll leave that for calling out names. We'll get there. Okay.
Cody, we might have the same calling out name.
Okay. And then Kyler Murray was released today by the Arizona Cardinals.
Speaking of calling out names,
And
That $1.2 million that the Vikings are about to pay him for the veteran minimum is about to hit like crack. $1.2 million for veteran minimum for this coming season. Pay him. The man he should just go play. He wants to play. That he should take that veteran minimum, turn it into 1 year. He's already made. Was looking at his salary earlier, what he's made since he's been in the league so far. Can you guys take a guess at what he's made so far in his time in the NFL?
$70 million.
30 million. No, he's like 200 million, right?
His first contract was worth 42 something.
Uh-huh.
His rookie contract, and then his contract he signed in 2022, or it started in 23. So he made 16, 49, and 43 last year. So there's 100, basically almost 100. Yeah, about close to 200 million.
And he's
close to it.
He's got like $30 million in dead money this year, getting released by the Cardinals.
$54 million in dead cap.
And he's going to sign someone for a vet minimum. But this is what happened. This is going to be the norm now.
$52 million cap hit.
That's insane. Now, but someone had a crazy idea. I was listening to 710 today, and producer Emily from the Mason Island show suggested this. Now, I think this is crazy because I just think this is probably already passed him by. But people forget, Kyler Murray was the first player selected top 10 in both the NFL and the MLB draft. In 2018, he was also selected as the number 7 pick by now what are currently former Oakland A's, now the Sacramento, soon to be Vegas A's. Emily suggested that if she was Kyler Murray, take the money that you're getting from the Cardinals, go and try to play baseball. This is Kyler Murray spring training with the Oakland A's during his. I think this is why he was still at Oklahoma.
But y'all remember when Russell Wilson was playing in spring training?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember when he would go to spring training for when he was still in he's still in the NFL, but like when he was still in Seattle?
Yeah.
He went like 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Spring training. And he already had won a Super Bowl and he was still going to spring training. Because he was with the Rangers and the Yankees at one point, right? I think maybe.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, why not?
I think
he still has it.
I don't know. He doesn't really talk about baseball anymore, but I think he's probably just gonna stick with football. Go be a backup somewhere. Like you said, the Jets gonna be available, the Vikings are gonna be available. There's gonna be plenty of jobs.
He would be the number 1 in Minnesota.
Probably, because obviously they're showing you how much they really feel about
I think they're
McCarthy.
I think they're gonna get rid of JJ McCarthy. I feel like that's a dead experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the question. I think Kyler Murray is not going anywhere. He's not going back to baseball, but salute to him anyway. Well, I do want to salute somebody else. What I want to do is salute somebody else. That's Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. It is now being reported his Super Bowl performance this past Super Bowl is now the most viewed Super Bowl performance in halftime at 4.157 billion views worldwide. And y'all were mad at this happening. Y'all were mad about this happening. The heck are y'all smoking? Shout out to Bad Bunny because he brought him out. You know. But yeah, shout out to Benito. All right, gentlemen. It's time for the final segment of the show. Mm-hmm. It's often imitated. It's never duplicated. Some people say stuff in the sports world and they got to get called out for. And this is the place where we do it. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for calling out names. I'm going to start this first. We talked about this on Friday. Look, I know we're bound to say some crazy stuff on this show. But we gotta address something. We gotta address this hateration towards what's going on in Atlanta. If y'all haven't heard, March 16th, the Atlanta Hawks are having Magic City Monday against the Atlanta Magic. And it sounds like everyone has a problem with this. And two people who've voiced their concerns have been Luke Cornett and Al Horford. I'm going to read you a statement, and y'all go read the damn statement. But Luke Cornett is basically calling for the NBA to intervene and get rid of and not allow the Hawks to have Magic City Monday again on March 16th. Let me be clear. There's not going to be no nudity. It's not going to be no strippers. They're not making it rain. There's no pole dancing. All they're going to be doing is serving lemon pepper wings and selling hoodies. And they're going to have a pot. And Jamie Gertz, who's one of the minority owners.
It's because the fucking lemon pepper wings suck. That's why he's mad.
Pretty much. And then Jamie Gertz, who's the actress who's married to the Hawks owner, she executive produced the Magic City documentary that you can find on demand on Stars. And her, T.I., Mr. Magic, and DC Young Fly are actually doing a podcast pregame to talk about the documentary. T.I. is performing at halftime. Once he's taking time away from his beef with 50 to go perform at halftime of Magic City Monday.
You mean stop doing interviews off?
Yeah, that part. But Al Horford, Luke Cornett, upset over this? Give me a break. Y'all really mad upset over this? This is objecting women? This is where I was talking about talking about protecting sex workers. These girls, no girls are going to be exploited during this celebration. Heck, Taylor Rooks was talking about it on Prime Video. She said that was her first strip club experience was going to Magic City. And Blake Griffin asked her to do a demo. You didn't see that? And by the way, Steve Nash. Yeah, why do brothers act? Why dudes act?
John, I asked this question 6 years ago.
Why do dudes act this crazy stuff get around Taylor Rooks?
When these dudes get around bad women, dog, they start getting out of body appearances, man. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not playing the video. But I recommend y'all go Google Steve Nash, Taylor Rooks, and just say, what the F was Steve Nash doing? But yeah, that's my first calling out names. Y'all got any response to this?
No.
It is what it is, man. It's the proof is in the pudding. It's a name. It's shock value. Again, wouldn't be about me.
Should the NBA step in and stop this? I agree.
Hell no.
No.
Okay. No, because it's Atlanta. Because Magic City is ingrained in the city of Atlanta. Now, if this was Platinum Plus in Memphis or some shit, yes. Fuck that shit. Get it out of here because that's going to cause problems. This, absolutely not.
Yeah. I guess as long as there's not nobody out there, as long as they're not bringing out the stripper poles and they coming out, just let them sell the wings and support the culture in Atlanta.
That's all they're doing. All right, let's get back to my other call out names. And Charles Barkley, boy. Charles, Chuck. Charles Barkley, boy, I gotta call him out again. So Charles Barkley was on PTI the other day, and he was talking about the NBA's media deal. And he basically says this as I am pulling up the screen. Here we go. We've done a disservice to the fans, saying on how many NBA channels and apps NBA fans need to watch games. Chuck.
I thought you first said Chuck.
Really much?
Chuck, Well, he waits. Some of the stuff he's been saying crazy. Stuff he's been saying on Inside NBA has been diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Chuck. Come on, Charles. What are we talking about? The person, and this is where we were talking about Draymond, we were talking about Kevin Durant. You ain't telling the whole story. Yeah, we're here with the NBA now going to Prime Video. They're back on NBC and they're also streaming Mondays on Peacock. They're on NBA TV as per usual. They're still on ESPN and ABC. But you're not telling the story because it was your former employer who allowed this door to open because TNT didn't renew their deal. If TNT renews,
wasn't they okay? This is me aging myself, but wasn't at one point the NBA on multiple places anyway? Back in the day when we had TV, right, or rabbit ears, you still had to change from or cable. You had to go from TNT to TBS. You might get it on TBS. You might get it on NBC.
Yeah, NBC. This was nothing new. Even like tonight when they did Throwback Tuesday, they showed the final interview on the final game on NBC back in 2002. Sorry, Mark, to bring back a painful memory, was when the Lakers swept the New Jersey Nets in the 2002 finals. David Stern was sitting at the desk with Bob Costas, obviously, and we were obviously discussing about obviously the partnership with NBC ending, and obviously everything shifting primarily over to TNT and the ESPN. And nobody complained then. This is not a surprise. Me and Mark and Nick been talking about this forever. The streaming, this has been happening for the last 5 years. People just don't want to listen. And even if you don't have Prime Video or Prime, which is crazy because I thought everyone in America had Prime for something. But yeah, shout out to them. But you can still watch on NBC. You can still watch on ESPN. You can still watch on NBC. They have avenues. If you do not want to stream, you don't have to stream on Peacock. You don't have to stream on Prime Video.
Does NBA not have? Does NBA? I mean, this is again. Does NBA not have a thing like NFL Plus, like where you can buy the NFL? I mean, the NBA channel. They got something like
that. They got something like that with the NBA inside the NBA app, where you can stream games.
It's all in one place. It's the same damn argument that people have for NFL, and I hate it. Like, it's the world we live in. Either get on the ship or get off, or go find it in Russia somewhere. Like, literally, that you want it that bad? Go stream East. Yeah, it's dead, but it ain't dead. Right. Crack Streams is out there. Meth Streams is out there. It's all out there.
All right. Mark, you anybody?
Ryan Clark.
Oh God, this is where I was going.
Oh wow. Oh, this is interesting.
As I was reading, just looking at some of the news on my phone today, Ryan Clark came up with my algorithm saying, and I'm gonna let Cody explain, go further, but he said the Ravens have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl with Kyler Murray than with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he was talking to Dominique Foxworth on the show, and Dominique was like, he about to fall out. I mean, literally walked off the screen, like leaned off the screen because how embarrassed he was.
He didn't say that. I'm Ryan Clark say a bunch of stupid stuff. He didn't say that. I'm not calling you guys liars. I'm just
saying that.
Y'all call out names. It's not mine. Go ahead.
But saying that they have a better chance of winning a Super Bowl with Kyler Murray than Lamar Jackson, a two-time MVP.
Been on Championship Sunday. Kyler Murray's never made it past Wild Card Weekend. Kyler Murray has a career record of 10 games below 500. What are we talking about?
Ryan Clark needs to get his head out his ass.
Pick me.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Give Lamar Jackson a prime DeAndre Hopkins and a young Marvin Harrison Jr. Give Lamar Jackson Trey McBride opposite Mark Andrews. What are we talking about?
I'm
in a Cliff Kingsbury offense where they sling it like 873 times from shotgun.
Yeah, no, that don't make no sense.
Come on, man. You think they came out a year apart. Put Lamar Jackson in the 2019 draft. Who goes number 1?
Lamar.
And then they go get DeAndre Hopkins from Houston for David Johnson. Sorry, Mark. They draft Marvin Harrison Jr. What are we talking about?
Yeah, nah.
Man, stop.
And that defense and the next year JJ Watt's on that defense.
Yes. Come on, man. And Trey McBride, and you got Trey McBride and tight end. Come on. What are we talking about, man? Stop it, man. And Cliff Kingsbury's the coach. Cliff Kingsbury doesn't get fired. I guarantee that if he has Lamar Jackson and not Kyler Murray. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Cody, that was it. Was that just it?
That was where I was going, but I mean, Mark handled it. He brought the big guns. So
yeah. So
I got one thought. I know this is not calling out names, but do you watch the WBC? You're a baseball fan. Both of you are baseball fans? Do you watch the WBC?
Yes.
Anybody that you're looking forward to watching play other than Clayton Kershaw?
Honestly, I hate to say it, the guys who I want to watch play are not even on USA, and that's Ohtani and Yamamoto because I'm biased. But
there's tons of Dodgers players, though.
I want to see, obviously, Kershaw one last run, but obviously seeing a team that has Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper is very freaking intriguing.
Paul Skeens,
Tarek
Skubal.
Don't get me started with him, dude. I get it. He's protecting his brand. He's pulling a Darren Peterson. So he's not going to pitch much in the World Baseball Classic.
I don't know. I don't know if that was him. So I don't know if that was him or his people. I think that he would love to do this. I think
he's a Boris guy.
But I was talking about Scott Boras. Like Scott Boras was on the show yesterday.
He was on McAfee.
I mean, in the $13 million deficit in arbitration is the biggest in Major League Baseball history, and I always wanted to be an arbitrator. Like that's all. That's my dream job, arbitrator, just be able to like tell people, hey, I think you're only worth $19 million versus what you think you're worth $32 million. So, but yeah, that's crazy.
Insane. All right, one final thing before we get out of here, and obviously, fortunately Nick wasn't here, but he'll be here probably on Friday. But two things. One. Okay. I want to shout out to everybody, and Cody, you've been a part of this, helping Sports for You get to 400,000 views on YouTube. Thank y'all for all the support. But I want to shout out Cody and our man Pete. Got this in the mail yesterday from the coaster, and our boy Pete from Fantasy Football, and it's a little something for us, Sports for You guys. Obviously, I'm gonna save these for Nick.
Oh shit,
Mark. This is for you. These 3 are for you, my guy.
All right.
And these are mine. So let's go ahead and show them with the camera. These are Topps collectible cards. Right here, I got my man Adric Estime, the running back. Obviously, this is from Notre Dame. And, of course, my QB1 right here, Bo Nix. Go ahead, Mark. Son, what you got?
Let me go with TJ Sanders. TJ Sanders, I love him. He's really dope.
Come on.
Good looking, Cody.
Yeah.
My guy, Andre Reed, you heard?
Legend. Got a legend in the building.
And then you know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. It's Josh Allen rookie card.
QB1. And then
I gotta run real quick, fellas. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm gonna show y'all what for Nick, and the Nick's gonna like this when he gets back. But yeah, obviously he's probably he's gonna love this one, Christian Wilkins, but he's definitely gonna love this one. Yeah, you good? And obviously Brock Bowers rookie card. So shout out to Cody, shout out to Pete, obviously for hooking us up with these cards, man. So these will definitely be on display somewhere in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So once Cody's back, we're gonna sign up. We're gonna sign off. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. So Friday will be about it. So we'll be back on Friday. Obviously, we're gonna start looking ahead to NFL free agencies, which is going to really start Monday. Teams can start talking to players Monday. So we're going to recap. We have a list of who are going to be the top free agents and where we can see them going. We'll talk some more NBA. Maybe we'll talk some World Baseball Classic, depending on what's going on. And we're getting ready to look ahead to March Madness. Let me, again, shout out to Cody for that. And shout out to everybody for watching. Check us out. Check me, Nessa, JoJo, Trail out tomorrow for Sports Free Wrestling. Recapping Elimination Chamber. Obviously, check out Marks and Mike. Shout out to you, JT, praying for you. Shout out to Main Event Mamas. Obviously, check out Best in the World. Of course, you check out Sports for You. Check out Anonymous Dynasty on Friday. And we'll be back. And we're gonna be we'll be back on Friday talking sports and looking ahead to March Madness, one of the best times of the year, Sam.
We'll be in Vegas.
And obviously we'll keep you updated on
Well, never mind. We can talk about that.
All right. But yeah, thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for the views. Keep viewing, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing, keep telling your friends about the #1 sports podcast in the world, straight from the West Coast. This has been Sports for You. I'm John. That's Mark. That was Cody. And we will see y'all Friday night. Peace out, everybody.
For you, from the coast to you, 3 LA minds talking what we do, from the streets to the stats, from the bar to the chat. Sports for you. Yeah.